Welcome back, guys. This is the King of Weebs here, and this is what if Kakashi adopted Naruto Part 2. Last time we left off with Team 7 actually passing the bell test, and Sakura is not in here, just because she's not really needed. Anywho, the bell test went pretty easy, and one thing I need to mention is that Naruto, not only does he have Kakashi as a father, but now Anko and Kakashi are actually married, or they're engaged. Anywho, so Naruto now has a mother as well, who Anko doesn't really do too much ninja work anymore. She's mostly at home. She's like Hinata, but she still does exercise. She's not gonna become fat because I don't like fat Anko anyway. Now we get into the 1 month of D-ranked missions, and here Kakashi actually takes initiative, and instead of just being lazy, just doing the missions like he's told to, guiding them, he actually can see a power creep between Tsuki and Naruto, and then Sasuke. And Sasuke, he can see Sasuke kind of getting jealous of them being way stronger than him and him being way weaker than them. So he actually makes a training session after the missions for all three of them, of course. And the training begins with chakra control training, which Tsuki and Naruto already knew, but Sasuke didn't know. Anywho, if Tsuki and Naruto already knew it, so they started learning water walking already, and it was pretty easy for them since they are prodigies, same as Sasuke. Naruto and Tsuki give him a few tips while he's trying to train, and yeah, so after that Sasuke masters it and begins his water walking training as well, and it's pretty hard for him as well at the beginning, but in 1 or 2 days they all get a hang of it and they mastered it. So it's only been like 3 or 4 days, and now they still have 3 weeks, and 3 weeks and 3 days anyway. And in this time, Sasuke actually began his Chidori training. Remember, Naruto knows the purple lightning, same as Tsuki, but Tsuki has actually learned the Chidori as well, because she does have her Sharingan unlocked, and Sasuke unlocked it as well, but he hasn't shown anyone yet. And now that Kakashi told him that once you have the Sharingan unlocked, I will teach you a technique that needs the Sharingan. And Sasuke's like, wait, what? There's a technique that you need the Sharingan for? Alright then, teach me. And Kakashi was like, no, you haven't unlocked the Sharingan yet. And then Sasuke shows that he actually has unlocked the Sharingan, and Kakashi's like, oh, so you've been holding back this whole time. Interesting. So, okay, show me. What can you do with the Sharingan? And Sasuke's like, well, I can do the normal things like Genjutsu and increasing my precision with the techniques. That's pretty much it. And Kakashi then looks at Sasuke's Sharingan, and there are 2 Tomoe in it, and he's pretty impressed by Sasuke. So he's like, alright, you're ready. We'll train from tomorrow onwards until you master the Chidori. And of course, Sasuke has mastered the Chidori in 2 weeks, while Tsuki and Naruto were just training in Taijutsu. They were sparring partners, and yeah, Sasuke was kinda jealous that they already knew a technique similar to this, or Tsuki knew the technique and a different one, while Naruto knew a similar one already, but he can see his improvement and he's catching up fast. He can see it himself, because before there was a massive power creep, but now he's really close to them. Anywho, Naruto and Tsuki are now training with Sasuke as well, because Sasuke has mastered the Chidori, and they are all training in teamwork and taijutsu, because taijutsu is really important in a fight as well, not only ninjutsu or genjutsu. Imagine you run out of chakra and you have to use your fists. So the taijutsu actually improves quite a bit, and Kakashi actually takes has a bit of help, gets a bit of help from yeah, so basically Kakashi actually makes them all wear weights to actually increase their speed, and whenever they take the weights off, their speed will be exponentially greater than their original speed, like Lee's one. You know what happens to Lee. I'm pretty sure you will do. You've all seen Lee versus Gara. If you haven't, I don't know what you guys doing. Like, what are you guys doing if you haven't watched that? Anywho, this 1 month goes pretty easy, and now Naruto and all of them are pretty much getting bored of them D-ranked missions, because it's always finding cats, and yeah, so Naruto and Sasuke get pretty pissed, and well, Naruto doesn't get as pissed as Sasuke, because Sasuke thinks that they're stronger, and well, he's stronger, and they deserve a C rank or B rank mission. And once they go to the Hokage's office, Sasuke actually asks politely, of course, can we have a C ranked mission, because we are much stronger now, and we've been doing this for a month, it's getting boring. And Naruto actually backs this up and says, yeah, it's true, we have been doing this for a month, and we've been finishing this way too fast, and we don't have many missions afterwards, so can we have a higher ranked mission? And Tsuki then comes in as well, and then Kakashi's like, guys, it depends on the Hokage. If he doesn't feel like we're ready yet, we have to continue the C rank missions. And then Kakashi sees the Hokage asking. The Hokage asks Kakashi, and Kakashi nods, and the Hokage sees this, and he's like, all right, you guys can have a C ranked mission. Mr. Tazuna, you can come in now. And basically Tazuna comes in, and here he doesn't really make jokes about anyone. Even though he's drunk, he's like, are you sure these lot can protect me? And basically then no one really gets pissed here, because they are still getting, and they do feel like some people would underestimate them. But then Kakashi says, sir, yes, one of them's my actual son. Well, my son, not actual. One of them's my son, and two of these possess the Sharingan. So I'm pretty sure we can escort you to the land of waves. And the only reason he asked this is because he knows that this is not a C ranked mission. This is a way higher ranked mission, and he doesn't want kids to get killed. And anywho, he has high hopes, and he's like, alright, okay, we shall meet at 7 a.m. tomorrow. And of course, drunkly he walks off, and everyone goes home. Naruto goes with Kakashi. Tsuki goes on her own, since Tsuki does live in an apartment, same as Sasuke. They all live in different places. Even though Tsuki lives a bit closer to Naruto, they go the same way and then they separate. Anyway, now Naruto's at home. He's getting ready, prepped up, until Anko asks what's happening, and then Naruto explains that tomorrow is their first C ranked mission, and Anko is really happy about this, that her son is now growing up. And just saying, the official wedding will happen after before Naruto leaves for the 2 years training. Anyway, Naruto and Sasuke and Tsuki meet up the next morning, same as Kakashi, since Naruto and Kakashi did leave at the same time. And now Tazuna arrives, and they head off for the mission. They notice a puddle, all of them, straight away. They all notice a puddle, because they have been training for a month straight, and it has not been raining at all. And Naruto, Tsuki, and Sasuke, and Kakashi are ready for anything. And then the Demon Brothers appear. This is when Tsuki and Sasuke take the lead and destroy the two. And Naruto's like, damn, I didn't even get a chance. And of course, Tazuna is questioned what kind of mission this is, and Tazuna explains that this is not a C-rank mission, he didn't have the money. And then Kakashi explains that it doesn't matter if you don't have the money, you can't ask again, you should have told us, we would have made an exception. The Genin team cannot take this mission, this is probably a B or an A-rank mission, we have to go back to the village. And then all of them say, no, it's fine, look, we just took out 2 Chunin ranked shinobi with ease, so what's the point of going back to the village if we can take this on? We can surely take more on. And yeah, so Kakashi understands, and he's the, alright, but if the mission gets way too dangerous for going back. Anywho, Naruto and the rest are now walking towards the land of waves until they get surrounded by a thick fog that surrounds them and they can't see through it. And Naruto is kind of confused, and while Tsuki and Sasuke activate the Sharingan, and then Naruto basically feels something, and because he is a sensory ninja, and basically he throws a kunai, and it was just a normal kunai this time, and yeah, so he throws a kunai, and basically a rabbit jumps out, and everyone is still on. Everyone kind of calmed down, but then Naruto thing pointed out that that's the substitution, and they're like, wait, what? And he pointed out that the rabbit was white. It was and it's spring, nearly summer, and that rabbit is white. It's not winter, is it? And basically they all notice it, but then they all duck down. Kakashi actually makes Tazuna duck down because a massive sword was swinging at them from a range that was kind of mad anyway. And then he went behind them, he got stuck to a tree, and then Zabuza appeared. Everyone was kind of confused and startled. Well, mostly Team 7 and the Tazuna, not Kakashi. Kakashi was ready for anything, and he's like, everyone stand back. This is Zabuza, one of the seven deadly sins, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Everyone back up, and basically all of them back up. Naruto takes Tazuna, and Tazuna runs behind them. While they're protecting Tazuna, Kakashi's fight begins. Obviously, Naruto wants to help out his father, especially because he looks like his father has to use the Sharingan, and he does activate it. And I'm just saying, all of them know that Kakashi has a Sharingan, especially Sasuke as well now, because Kakashi did say that, oh, this technique can only be learned by people who have the Sharingan, and then he's like, then how do you know it? And then Kakashi told him. Anywho, he's fine with his Sharingan activated, and Naruto knows that Kakashi runs out of chakra faster than usual whenever he's using techniques with the Sharingan. So Naruto actually starts throwing kunais at Zabuza from a far range, but Zabuza's always able to dodge them, but that's not Naruto's plan. Naruto is ready to actually teleport to them in case something bad happens. Anyway, Kakashi slips, and this is when Naruto actually saves Kakashi. Kakashi is now actually put in a water prison. Basically, Naruto throws a kunai and teleports to it, and Zabuza has to jump back because Naruto has another kunai in his hand, and he was about to slash him, but then Zabuza jumped back. Kakashi's like, why'd you come? And Naruto's like, I just saved you, Dad. And basically, Kakashi thanks him and then tells him to go back. And Naruto's like, wait, I have a plan. And basically, Naruto teleports to a kunai near Zabuza, and then throws another one. And Zabuza like, you little pest. And basically was about to slash the kunai in half. But then Kakashi came and kicked him in the face. And then basically he was about to Chidori him and kill him off until Haku came in and saved Zabuza by actually impaling him with the Senbone, and Zabuza's out of the fight. Of course, Kakashi checked if he was dead or not, and to him it looked like he was, because he wasn't breathing, but Haku did hit a few spots that thing make you seem dead. Well, yeah, but you're not actually dead. Anywho, Naruto and Kakashi are Naruto Team 7 are pretty relieved, but Kakashi is still tired and he cannot continue the mission for a full week. So Tarzan actually takes them to his house, and in this week Naruto actually keeps training, and yeah, so he just keeps training in his taijutsu. Remember, they were all wearing weights, same as Tsuki and Sasuke. Tsuki was actually with Naruto, and Sasuke actually joined them in a bit later. And then all 3 of them actually met Haku, and they made friends. Yes, they made friends. And then a week later, they had to, of course, start their mission again, and they get well, of course they already know that Zabuza probably is still alive because an Ambu doesn't checks the body on the spot. He doesn't take it back to the village and checks it there, and they are on guard until Zabuza just comes out out of the blue, and he's like, "Fight me, I'll kill you all this time." And Naruto, Atsuki, Sasuke are actually ready for this fight now, because before they weren't mentally ready. Naruto kinda was, because he was expecting anything, but Suki and Sasuke were kinda still startled of it, but now they're not, and they're all ready to fight. But then Kakashi's like, "Alright, I'll take Zabuza on. Naruto, Sasuke, Tsuki, you guys protect him." But then Naruto points out that there is someone hiding in the woods, and it feels like the same person that saved Zabuza last time, and Kakashi's now worried, and he's like, "Alright, if he attacks you guys, two of you will have to fight, but one of you have to stay back." And then Tsuki offers that to stay back, even though she is pretty much the stronger one out of the two. Well, not Naruto, and she's actually kinda on par with Naruto, but since Naruto knows the Flying Raijin, she's a bit behind him. But she's actually stronger than Sasuke, but she doesn't want Sasuke's ego, because she knows Sasuke has an ego, and she doesn't want to hurt his ego, because she knows that he will get jealous, and things will happen. Anywho, Naruto and Sasuke are ready to fight in case he actually appears, and basically he actually did, because Haku was told that he had to kill the other, to hold back the others, because Zabuza knows that they will get in the way, and Naruto and Haku were ready to, Naruto and Sasuke were ready to fight Haku, and yeah, so of course in the end they start fighting, but Haku uses ice mirrors so he can win the fight, but of course Naruto is ready for anything, and has already left a kunai next to Tsuki, and he taps, he holds Sasuke on the shoulder and then teleports away from the ice mirrors, and then says, "Whoever you are, you're not gonna win against us." And basically Haku knows that these three are no joke. They were training pretty hard, and he just found out Naruto can use such a OP technique where he can teleport himself away from places to other places, so it ain't gonna be an easy fight. So of course Haku keeps fighting, and Naruto and Sasuke are tag teaming him, but in the end Haku still loses. But right before he lost, he did hear the sound of the 1,000 birds, the Chidori, and he actually blitzed, not blitzed, he went top speeds towards Zabuza, and he got the hit instead of, he took the hit instead of Zabuza. But when he took the hit, his mask got destroyed as well, because of the amount of pressure the mask took from that hit, because of the amount of chakra that was coming out of the lightning blade, the Chidori. Anywho, Naruto and the others find out, Naruto and Team 7 find out who this masked shinobi was, and it was Haku, and they all asked why, and Haku, right before he died, he says, "Zabuza is my precious one. I'd give my life up for him." And then he dies, and Zabuza just calls him a tool, and Naruto gets pretty pissed. Even Sasuke, all three of them give a little Takano Jutsu, and then Gato's men appear, and Zabuza has his little redemption fight, and redeems himself and dies next to Haku. Anywho, that was the end of the Land of Waves arc, and now after a week, Team 7 returns, and Naruto and Kakashi went straight home after giving the report of their mission, and then Anko was pretty worried, because it's been 2 weeks and they haven't returned, and Naruto and Kakashi explained what really happened, and Anko hugged both of them, saying, "Never leave me again." And basically, anywho, remember, Anko is Naruto's mother right now. Well, not for right now. She will be. She is Naruto's mother now. Anywho, now just saying, I just finished studying. Yeah, sorry guys. Yeah, I need to revise. I only have 4 weeks left before school starts, and I don't want to start as a retard anyway. And if any of you don't revise, I'm not trying to be rude, but it's better if you do, like, because when we're all getting older. Exams will become harder, and if you fail school, you're not gonna get a good job. Like right now, my job is YouTube because I don't really do anything else during quarantine. But it's not gonna be forever unless I hit like 1 million subs. Maybe I'll consider. Anyway, let's continue. The Chunin exams are about to start. Hokage, who is in the third Hokage, has told all the Jonin. The Jonin this time. Kakashi, all the Jonin did tell them. Kakashi actually decided to tell his team. So we will have the Chunin exams in 2 weeks. You should train, get strong, and if you want, you can ask help from me. But Sasuke already said there's no need to ask, you will. And I'm sure you'll train your son, right? Naruto right here. And Tsuki usually joins you guys, so I'm gonna join as well. And Naruto said, yeah, let's all have a training session. Mom can help us too. And basically he's like, wait, what, Mom? Yo, hold up. And Tsuki's like, wait, no way. And basically, because Tsuki knew about that little relationship, but she didn't know that Naruto, like, they got together and the thing happened, yeah. So the Kakashi's like, no, Naruto, you weren't meant to say this. And basically Naruto and then Sasuke's like, what's going on? Kakashi has a wife. Yo, from when? What? And basically they have a little joke about it, and Naruto's like, how about we all go out tonight to celebrate this? And basically Sasuke's like, yeah, sure, because Sasuke is more friendly here. Well, he will change. He's still not jealous yet. Anywho, Naruto and them are having are gone to barbecue. Yeah, so Anko's there as well, and Anko decides that she will train them as well with Kakashi, but she warns them her training is not as light as Kakashi's. Her training will be hard and to the death. If they cannot take it, they might die. And basically Naruto knows this because Anko is kind of sadistic. Anywho, now 2 weeks have passed, and Sasuke, Naruto, and Tsuki barely survived that training because Anko had no mercy upon them, and she just kept training, and yeah, their physical form is mad. They're all ripped. Tsuki's pretty strong as well. Well, she's close to becoming the strongest because Naruto hasn't been really learning new techniques. Because he only has 3 chakra niches for now. He will find out that he has an affinity for fire because he has been trying to unlock different releases because he believes he can. He doesn't know why. He just has this one feeling he does. Anywho, Naruto and the Team 7 enter the Chunin exams. They all feel that they're in the Genjutsu, and they release it straight away, and they go to their test. Of course, Lee this time does challenge both Tsuki and Sasuke. Tsuki actually accepts this time, and Sasuke's like, no, I'm good, I'll pass. And then Rock Lee's like, if I get to beat you, you go out on a date with me. And Naruto kind of gets jealous over this because Naruto still hasn't asked, and he's like, God damn it, Tsuki, please win. And basically Tsuki's like, you'll never win against me. And just saying, remember, they're still wearing weights. They train with weights as well, so their speed is actually on par until Rock Lee is about to take his weights off, and the mic guy comes in and says, no, Rock Lee, how many times did I tell you not to use this unless it's a crisis situation? We only use it in the Chunin exams. It's not, the exams haven't even started. I'm sorry, Team Kakashi. You can go now. And basically, once a guy turns around, he's like, that's Team 7. They give off a pretty scary vibe, not gonna lie. And just saying, Team 7, even together right now, they don't stand a chance against Matt Guy. And Matt Guy is calling them scary right now. And that's how you know Team 7 ain't no joke. they can beat most Jonin in the village right now. Tsuki has the 3 Tomoe Sharingan. Naruto has the flying Raijin, which is on par with the Sharingans. People with the Sharingan have much better reaction time, but Naruto's reaction time is actually better than the 3 Tomoe Sharingans and Tsuki's and Sasuke's. And of course, Kakashi did tell them about the Mangekyo Sharingan, and Tsuki does say that once she did feel this power surging within her through her eyes, and she couldn't tell what it was, but it was different from the normal Sharingan feeling, and that was after her brother died. And then so Kakashi did tell them that his one unlocked after one of his friends died in front of him. Well, he tells them the full story, and they are pretty sympathetic for him. Even Anko really didn't know about this. She thought that they just died in a mission, but it was much deeper than what it actually seemed like. But it is what it is. Anko now loves Kakashi even more. Anyway, now the Chunin exams begin. They all go to their respected rooms, and they all pass with flying colors because they are smart as hell. Anko trained them, Kakashi taught them, even in knowledge, like written exams, and they all pass. Naruto's actually the smartest one. Remember, Naruto's literally taken a bit more from Minato this time because he looks a bit more like him. His hair is not fully spiky. It's like the picture I'm gonna put in the thumbnail. Anywho, because I feel like I know that looks more like Minato. I'm pretty sure that is Minato, but I kinda like him more than Naruto. Anyway, except for adult Naruto. Naruto looks mad. Anywho, Naruto and Team 7 now pass, and they're just waiting. Naruto actually did help some people he knew, like Shino. Even Hinata, he helped her too. And anywho, they will pass, and the second exam begins, and they're waiting for the proctor until Anko jumps down from the trees, and this startled Naruto. He's like, wait, what? Hold up, nah. And basically, Team 7's like, no, please don't tell me we have to fight her, because she's scary. She can't beat them all together, but she's scary. Anywho, Naruto, and then Anko explains that they won't be fighting her, because some people were asking, and she's like, you'll be fighting each other. You will have one scroll each. Some people have the Earth Scroll, some people have the Heaven Scroll. You need both scrolls to pass. So if you get attacked by someone with the Heaven Scroll and you have the Earth Scroll, you'll have to fight for their scroll, and they'll fight you for your scroll. But if you realize that they have the same scroll as you, you can just leave. There's no point of fighting. Anywho, the exam begins, and Naruto doesn't really need to do it this time. He can keep it in this time. Anywho, so they're all together, and Naruto actually feels someone heading towards them, and he tells them that everyone get ready. There's someone strong coming towards us. And just saying, Naruto did still notice Gaara. He can feel a strong, ominous power coming from him. And Naruto knows he's the ninth Jinchuriki, just saying. Anywho, then, out of nowhere, sorry boys and girls, out of nowhere, Orochimaru appears. He's not his actual Orochimaru face, he's the same one as in the Chunin exams, and he's giving off a massive bloodlust, which even Naruto is feeling, and he's kind of paralyzed, and Tsuki really couldn't handle it, even though she's much better. But then Naruto reassures them and tells them that, don't worry, we got this. Our teamwork is much better than him being alone. And this reassures both of them, and they both activate the 3 Tomoe Sharingan. And Orochimaru is really intrigued about this, and he's like, interesting. Which one shall I take? Maybe I shall take both. And basically, he licks his lips because he's a pedophile anyway. Anyway, Naruto throws a kunai with wind release on it because he has learned that, and Orochimaru dodges it, saying, "Oh, interesting, kid. That one felt weird." And basically, he did get a little cut, and he realizes that Naruto must have put some wind release to it, and then he teleports, and he's like, "Wait, what?" And then Tsuki and Sasuke do a combination technique. Tsuki's like fire style, majestic destroyer flame, and Sasuke's like fire style, great fireball jutsu. And basically, both of them together, it's pretty big. And Orochimaru has to jump off the tree, the tree branch, and then he gets kicked in the face, kneed in the face by Naruto, because Naruto teleported there by throwing his kunai right in front of Orochimaru's face and teleported and kneed him in the face. Orochimaru went flying back, and then they all regrouped, and Naruto's like, alright, I couldn't put a contract seal on him, but this guy's pretty strong. He just tanked my kick, and basically he threw it again, and he teleported towards Orochimaru, and he had the purple lightning in his hand. He actually shoved it on Orochimaru, but Orochimaru turned into snakes, and then a massive snake actually came out of nowhere and swallowed Naruto. Then it was just Tsuki versus Orochimaru. That snake was even bigger than the original, and Naruto couldn't get through for some reason. Weirdly, he couldn't, and he was getting more pissed. And he got so pissed that he's like, I can't be arsed, and basically uses a lot of chakra, and literally what he does is that he electrocutes the inside of the, first he does the water shockwave, a pretty big one, to try to make the snake vomit, but it wasn't working. Then he's like, alright, then I'll just fucking, I can't say it, then I'll just freaking fry you alive. And basically he does the purple lightning, and it was a purple lightning stream which killed the snake. And then Naruto was so pissed that he actually pierced through the dead snake, and he realizes he's pretty far, but then he teleports to Tsuki and then realizes what's happening. Tsuki was on the floor with a mark on her neck, same as Sasuke, and Orochimaru was about to leave. Naruto's like, you, how dare you? And basically Orochimaru looks back and sees Naruto with a red chakra around him, and Naruto opens his eyes with the Nine Tails eyes, and Orochimaru can actually feel the blood loss coming from Naruto, and gives off his own, and they're both nullifying each other because it's so strong. And Naruto's like, I shall kill you on the spot, die! And basically Naruto threw a kunai so fast and teleported towards Orochimaru, and he actually engulfed himself with lightning release and increased his speed. It's like the lightning cloak that the Raikage uses. Naruto didn't even know how to do this, he just done it because of how pissed he was, and basically tried to kick him, and Orochimaru punches him in the gut, but then Orochimaru gets electrocuted, and Naruto punched him, kicks him, and then basically what he does is that there was this one technique that Kakashi showed him in this 2 weeks training, and he was still learning it, and basically he actually finished the first 2 steps, not the third one, containment. He knows rotation and power, and he tried to shove it in to Orochimaru. The amount of power he did, the amount of chakra he used, the Rasengan was so big, but he couldn't contain it, which the explosion actually destroyed quite a lot of the a lot of the area that they were fighting in. So there was a massive crater, and Orochimaru was on the ground, and he still stood up and said, "Interesting, kid. You're pretty strong for a genin." And basically, then Orochimaru actually knew what technique he just used. It was a Rasengan, but he knew it wasn't perfected. So then Naruto actually spawned the first tail, and he was about to spawn the second tail, and Orochimaru's like, "You're just the best. I might as well just get rid of you now." And basically he was talking to the Nine Tails, and basically does the 5 or the 8 trigram thing, yeah, and not the 8 trigram. So he uses his 5 fingers, shoves it in Naruto's gut. No, he doesn't stab him, he just tightens the seal, and Naruto the chakra cloak went away, and Naruto was really tired now because of the amount of chakra he just used. And right before Orochimaru left, Naruto tried to put a contract seal on him, but he was too tired and just fell on the ground. Next, he was waken up. He woke up 30 seconds later, and he realized that his teammates might be in trouble, and he walks towards them, and he makes 2 clones and carries both of them while leading the way. Even though he was really tired, he still had to finish this, and he rested them while he was patrolling the area. And then they both the sound shinobi, the 3 sound ninjas. Anyway, Naruto is ready to fight, but he's really not in the best shape or form because he has just fought Orochimaru on his own. He has just used most of his chakra, and he's really not in the mood right now, and he's pretty pissed that a damn snake did this to him. If that snake didn't do it, this wouldn't have happened. Anywho, Naruto's fighting them, and he's doing a pretty good job until he fully ran out of chakra, and he had no chance against them. He was kind of getting annihilated, and one of them actually used his kunai to stab him in the chest, and he was really getting pissed. And at this point, he was contemplating between letting the fox take over, because he could feel the fox saying, "Naruto, let me take over. Let me kill them, Naruto." And at this point, Naruto had no other choice but to actually let the Nine Tails give him chakra. And then Naruto was walking towards Naruto found himself in his mind while his body was going crazy. He was actually in his Nine Tails form, and at this point he already had 2 tails. From the back he's already got 2 tails activated, and now he's already on his 3 tails. And this is when Tsuki and Sasuke wake up with the curse mark state, and Naruto's pressure was so strong compared to their pressure that they couldn't even move, and they got put to the senses, and they saw Naruto fighting. But this wasn't Naruto, because Naruto doesn't fight like that. That was more like a beast fighting instead of Naruto. They can see, because Naruto showed, the Nine Tails, not really Naruto. The Nine Tails were showing his dominance to these 2 that had the curse mark, and now they're on the floor from just the pressure. And the sound shinobi were trying to fight on. Naruto actually took the kunai that the girl stabbed him with, and then stabbed her in the arm, and then kicked her in the face, and she kept fighting though. And Naruto was letting out his 4 tails and going into his 4 tails mode, and everyone, all the shinobi in the ones that were actually checking, the ninjas, the Jonin. I keep getting it wrong. I said shinobi, ninjas. Oh freaking hell! The Jonin, Anko, even Kakashi, who was in a scroll, same as Iruka. They all decided to come out of it because they couldn't feel the pressure. And this pressure, they felt it once before. Even the first Hokage could feel it from his office, and he was getting worried, so he opened the window and jumped out of it. And a lot of Jonin were coming towards the Forest of Death, while Anko was heading towards it, and she was the closest. Even Ibiki and everyone else, and even Orochimaru, who was trying to hide, he felt this pressure, and he realized that even though he tightened up the seal, Naruto already loosened up, and so Naruto is already in his full tail state, and he actually killed one of the girl that was actually with the sound shinobi, and now it's 2 of them. One of them used his his sound thing to actually try to paralyze Naruto, but then he just screamed so loud that the sound things broke, and now they're scared. Naruto, even at this point, even Yamato, Danzo made Yamato go out there to stop Naruto from transforming, and Naruto was actually about to open the gate, because he was already in his 5 tails form, and at this point there was no turning back. Naruto might as well. There's no point of him continuing. He cannot control himself anymore. It's the Nine Tails doing this, and he's in a state that he doesn't know what he's doing. So of course he's still walking towards it, but now Yamato arrived and actually stopped the transformation from happening. And Naruto already had Naruto in his 5 tails form had already strangled the other one, the one that had his arms broken from Sasuke's curse mark. And then the last one was about to get killed, but then Yamato stopped it, and Naruto fainted. So of course Naruto returned to himself, and he was fully burnt, to be honest. And the Chunin exams were actually postponed to the next month because of this. Naruto, they didn't know why this happened to Naruto. Naruto was in a coma. Naruto was not waking up for some reason, and people were wondering why this is happening. And while that was happening, Sasuke and Tsuki were in pain, not only because they couldn't help Naruto against the guy that actually bit them, but also Naruto had to go through all that because of him, because of them, since they were too weak to actually go up against the dude, and they actually, Orochimaru of course, and they were in pain from the curse mark as well. And Naruto, 2 weeks later, he wakes up wondering what happened, and yeah, so it was pretty tragic, to be honest. Naruto killed 3 people without even knowing, and this was all because of the Nine-Tails being possessive. Well, not possessive, trying to take over Naruto's body, trying to take possession of him. And Naruto was saddened by what he did, because he doesn't want to kill. He's not the type of guy to kill. And 2 weeks later, Naruto was fully recovered, and they retook the Chunin exams from the Forest of Death. But people were actually scared of Naruto. Naruto really found this weird because he doesn't like killing. They think that Naruto's a monster, and more people hit him than before. And this time Naruto just beats one of the teams and takes a Heaven Scroll for his team. And just saying, Tsuki and Sasuke were really worried for Naruto, because Naruto was acting weird. He's not acting like his usual self, the friendly dude. He hasn't been talking to them in a few weeks, 4 weeks, because 2 weeks he was in a coma. In the last 2 weeks he hasn't been talking to them. He's been keeping to himself, and Naruto's just sad. He's literally just sad. Even Kakashi and Anko saw this, and they try to console him as his parents now, and they're like, it's fine, it wasn't your fault. And basically Naruto did tell them about the snake dude, what he did to him, because there was a massive crater near there, and Naruto explained that he did that, and they only thought that was because there was a massive fight, and Anko was kind of worried about it. But then she said, no, you never know, there are a lot of strong genin this year, and she expected something similar to this, but not that. And they understood that Orochimaru was basically the culprit of all this happening, and Orochimaru was actually happy. He just realized that because of him, Naruto actually made the whole village kind of get startled, and now but he's kind of pissed that Naruto told them. He thought he would forget after what happened to him after he was in a coma. Anywho, Naruto is just gone. He's like Sasuke. He's not talking to anyone at this point. He takes the scroll, he opens it, he figures out himself, and Iruka Sensei appeared and patted him in the head, saying, well done Team 7, you guys can go in now. And Naruto just walks in without saying a word, and he sees Kakashi, and then Kakashi congratulates him and his team. But then Naruto says, oh yeah, okay, anyways, I gotta go. And Kakashi's like, where you going? You have a few days to rest. And Naruto said, who cares? I don't care. And he goes off on his own, and he's actually on the full Hokage's face, well, you know, statue thing, his face, a sculpture, and he's crying, while Sasuke and Tsuki were actually right behind him. They were actually following him. Naruto actually noticed, but then he actually used body flicker, which they weren't expecting, because they thought they were hiding well enough, and now they're searching for him. Tsuki actually found him, and Sasuke came afterwards, and they saw him crying, and they decided not to get in the way, because they feel like it's because of them, and they don't want him to go through any more pain by seeing them. They think that he hates them, but it's not true. Naruto hates himself, and himself only, for letting this happen. He should have just kept trying. If not, he should have just died, instead of actually killing 3 people himself with his body, even though he wasn't actually controlling himself. but he blames it all on himself. And yeah, so Naruto is still depressed and saddened by what he did. He wasn't really sad, he was more disappointed in himself, but depressed at the same time. Still sad, what I'm saying. So now 3 days passed and Naruto has been there for pretty much the whole day and night, and he only goes home to sleep, and then in the morning he doesn't even eat. Naruto hasn't been eating for 3 days, and Tsuki and Sasuke are actually getting worried at this point. Even Kakashi and Anko, they decide to actually go and confront him, telling him to at least eat, because if he doesn't eat, he's going to die at this point. All he does is drink water. You need nutrition. Anywho, they go up to him and they tell him he needs to eat, and Naruto's like, I don't care, there's no point, just leave me alone at this point, go away. And basically they're like, no Naruto, you have to eat, at least eat this. And Anko did have some food with her, and she offered it to Naruto, but then Naruto just teleported away. At this point they didn't know where he was, because he's flying Raijin now, and he has quite a bit of marks around the village, and some are even unknown to them because they don't know if Naruto put more during the time he was actually in possession of that jutsu. But Tsuki was still searching for him. Sasuke at this point, he had to go home. He was too tired and he needed sleep. Anko and Kakashi kept searching, but Naruto wasn't coming home. They went home as well, thinking that he'll be there, but he's not. At this point, they're like, maybe we should just give him a bit of time to himself. But 2 more days passed, Naruto hasn't returned home, and the preliminaries begin. And of course, Naruto shows up there, and the first fight is Naruto versus Kiba. Naruto goes in the stage, and Kiba's not really scared of him. Naruto and Kiba are still friends, because remember that little friend group. And Kiba's like, no hard feelings, right? And Naruto just looks at him in an apathetic way, not like he wants to kill him, but Kiba knows what happened to him, and he wants to make this fight thrilling for him, thrilling enough to give the spark back into his eyes, because Naruto's eyes don't have that little spark again. And anyway, they start the fight. Kiba's like, I'm not gonna let you win, Naruto. If you don't try, you will lose. And basically, what Naruto does is that he throws a kunai, teleports behind him, and karate chops him to the back. That was so fast because Naruto actually used the wind release on the kunai to make it even faster, and he won the fight in less than 30 seconds. Naruto then walks back to the stands and just sits down on the floor and just looks at watches the next few fights, and sees Hinata get beaten, and then sees Gaara annihilating Rock Lee, then sees that his teammates won. And yeah, even though his teammates got, Tsuki and Sasuke got their curse marks sealed away. It was the same sealed as the original one, you know, that one that Kakashi gave Tsuki and Sasuke. Yeah, it's that one. Sorry guys, I'm kind of feeling a bit under the weather today. Anywho, Naruto and his team pass, and they get the 1 month training. Sasuke and Tsuki go up to Naruto and tell him that he will have to train with them and Kakashi, but then Naruto declines, saying that he has his own training to do, and he goes off, and they have no way to stop him. And Naruto's actually training in his chakra control. He actually wants to show the fox that he's stronger than it, and he will subdue the fox one day, and that's his goal in life right now. And he's meditating, and he got hungry. For the first time in 3 days, he's actually wanting food, and he's going towards the Churaku ramen, and then he bumps into someone, and that someone is Jiraiya. Jiraiya then says, you must be Naruto, right? And Jiraiya was told about what happened, and he was pretty, he knows that Naruto is feeling under the weather now, and he wants to console him, and he actually takes him out to eat. Naruto thanks him and goes back to his place, and starts meditating, chakra control and everything, and to try to keep his mind calm, and the next time the Nine-Tails tries this, he will subdue it. Anyway, then Jiraiya says, don't tell me you're trying to master the Nine-Tails chakra, kid. And Naruto's like, so you followed me after all. And Jiraiya's like, so you are. interesting. How about I help you? And Naruto's like, how are you going to help me? And then Jiraiya tells him, you know, I'm pretty sure the Nine Tails was trying to make you open the gate, right? And Naruto's like, how do you know this? And then Jiraiya's like, just a hunch. But there's something I need to tell you. You need the key to open the gate. And the one that holds the key is me. And Naruto's like, give me that damn key. I will make this Naruto say sorry and I'll subdue it one day. And Jiraiya's like, if you want this key, you'll have to beat me in a fight. And if you don't, you become my student. And Naruto's like, I'm not an easy opponent, you know that, right? And Naruto is getting pissed at this point because Jiraiya is actually kind of having a rude tone and at the same time an arrogant one and a little jokey one. This makes Naruto feel like he's just being arrogant. He thinks he can beat him easily without even trying. And Naruto says, alright then, let's begin. And basically Naruto throws a kunai and teleports, and Jiraiya's kind of startled at this, but then jumps back and says, fire style, fireball jutsu, and Naruto dodges it by teleporting back to his spot, which is behind Jiraiya. And then Jiraiya says, and then Naruto, says Rasengan, and basically at this point he has mastered the Rasengan and shoves it into Jiraiya, and Jiraiya actually poofs, and it was a shadow clone. And Naruto's like, wait, what? And basically Jiraiya comes behind him, puts his hand behind his back, and then has a kunai with the other hand to Naruto's neck while Naruto's on the floor. And then Jiraiya says, they're the ones who pushed you to the to the limit, and that's when the Naruto's took advantage of you. You don't have to be saddened by this, Naruto. I'll make you stronger. I'll make you strong enough to subdue the Nine Tails, master its power, and you'll become the strongest shinobi that has ever existed, even stronger than the first Hokage and the Sage of Six Paths. And this is where I'm gonna end it off. I hope you all enjoyed it. This did take a full-on U-turn. I'm pretty sure you guys were not expecting Tsukichi to get the curse mark, Naruto to go full 5 tails, and this is completely different. Naruto is still distancing himself from people. And I hope you all enjoyed it. This was the King of Weebs here. Please take care, stay safe. Subscribe to Ratreet and Miniman123. And let's get Miniman to 200 subscribers. Come on, let's do it. Links in the description below. Follow Shokiro on Instagram. He's a good friend. He's a good artist. And also join my Discord server. Link in the description below. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Let's try to get 100 followers on Twitter. My goal is by the end of the year is 1,000. Let's do it. Anywho, hope you all enjoyed it. Please take care, stay safe, have an amazing day, morning, afternoon, night, evening, wherever you are, whatever time zone you're in. And my ducklings, this was Rue. Peace.